An unusual happiness in the Smoky Mountains. A true tale from the heart of Tennessee. Introduction. Nestled in the rolling mist and ancient trees of the Smoky Mountains, stories are often whispered along the creeks and beneath the old-growth canopies. Some are tales of hardship, others of adventure, but this is a story of unusual happiness, a true event that unfolded in the mountains of East Tennessee, bringing joy in the most unexpected way. The setting, early spring in Cades Cove. It was early April, just as the dogwoods began to bloom and the forest floor burst into a mosaic of wildflowers. Cades Cove, a valley ringed by the mountains, was waking up after a long winter. The air was thick with the scent of earth and moss, and the soft calls of wood thrushes echoed through the morning mist. Locals and visitors alike know Cades Cove as a place of serenity, but on this particular day, the cove would witness a scene of delight that would be remembered for years. A family's special trip. The Harper family, Tom, his wife Linda, and their 10-year-old daughter, Emily, had planned a weekend getaway to escape the busyness of Knoxville. Tom, a park ranger, saw it as a chance to share his love of nature with Emily, who, due to a rare form of childhood arthritis, had spent much of the past year indoors. Her spirit, though bright, was weighed down by the limits her body placed upon her. Linda packed a picnic, a pair of binoculars, and Emily's favorite book. They set off for Cades Cove under a sky that threatened rain, but their spirits were high. When they arrived, the cove was bathed in diffused sunlight, and the mountains wore their signature smoky blue veil. The encounter. As they wandered the loop road, Tom spotted a group of park volunteers gathered near a meadow. There was excitement in their voices. A rare sighting had just been reported. A mother black bear and her 3 cubs had been seen foraging not far from the trail, and for reasons known only to the mountains, the bears seemed unusually comfortable with the distant crowd. Emily's eyes sparkled. She'd always dreamed of seeing bear cubs in the wild. Despite her aching legs, she insisted on walking the short trail to the observation point. With Tom on one side and Linda steadying her on the other, Emily made her way, determined and grinning. The moment of joy. At the edge of the meadow, families and photographers watched quietly as the bear family played. The cubs tumbled over one another, rolling in the grass and batting at dandelion heads. The mother bear grazed peacefully, glancing up only now and then. All was tranquil. Suddenly, one of the cubs ambled close to the viewing area, closer than any of the observers expected. Everyone held their breath, making sure not to move. The cub, with a bit of wild curiosity, stood on its hind legs and looked in Emily's direction. Their eyes met, and for a moment, the world stood still. Emily, usually shy around strangers, giggled an unrestrained, infectious laugh that carried across the meadow. The cub, startled but unafraid, dropped back to all fours, then, with playful intent, scampered a little closer and performed an awkward somersault in the grass. The laughter spread among the onlookers, and even the volunteers, trained to maintain a serious demeanor, couldn't help but smile. The ripple of happiness. What happened next was unexpected. Emily's laughter seemed to awaken something joyous, not just in the crowd, but even in the wildlife. Some birds began to call from the treetops, and a pair of deer, hidden in the brush, stepped into the open. The entire meadow seemed to pulse with a gentle, collective happiness. For the first time in months, Emily forgot her pain. She watched the bear cubs play, clutching Linda's hand, her face alight with wonder. Tom captured the moment on his old camera, but he knew this was a memory no photograph could truly hold. As the mother bear called her cubs back, the crowd dispersed, but no one hurried away. There was a sense that something extraordinary had just occurred, an exchange of happiness between a child and the wild, witnessed by all who were there. The afterglow. Back at their picnic spot, Emily's energy had returned. She walked a little farther than she had in months, finding wildflowers and collecting smooth stones by the creek. Linda and Tom, overwhelmed with gratitude, realized that the mountains had given them a gift, a fleeting, unusual happiness that would echo through their lives. Word of the encounter traveled among the park staff and local residents, growing into a cherished mountain story. For years, people spoke of the day when a little girl's laughter brought a meadow, and perhaps the whole cove, to life. Conclusion: the enduring magic of the Smokies. To this day, park visitors to Cades Cove sometimes stop at the edge of that meadow, hoping for a glimpse of bears, but also searching for something less tangible, a sense of happiness that lingers in the air. The Harpers return each spring, and Emily, now a young woman, carries the memory of that morning as a reminder of the unexpected joys the Smoky Mountains can bring. This true story, shared by those who were present and retold by locals, is a testament to the healing power of nature, the beauty of small miracles, and the happiness that sometimes finds us when we least expect it.